Welcome to Longboard, aluminum soffit and siding that looks like wood, only better. Manufactured in North America to the highest environmental standards, Longboard combines the warmth and beauty of wood with the freedom of a durable, maintenance-free product. This installation tutorial has been designed for experienced siding professionals only and is not a how-to demonstration for the do-it-yourself market. This presentation assumes a good working knowledge of standard vinyl siding process and terminology. However, it's focused on the nuances of the Longboard product. Longboard is installed in a very similar manner, but requires more precision than vinyl siding and soffit. Always use proper personal protective equipment when installing any type of siding. Cutting metal on a saw increases risk of eye injury, so always use eye protection. Be sure to comply with all applicable guidelines of your local governing body for occupational health and safety. For ripping and cutting, a compound miter saw and small table saw must be used, with a 10 to 12 inch 80 to 100 tooth non-ferrous metal cutting blade. Cut face up whenever possible. When creating holes for pot lights up to 4 inches, use an appropriate hole saw. Larger holes will require a jigsaw. All Longboard siding and soffit profiles are produced a minimum of 1 inch longer than the specified length. Always cut off taped ends, as corner trims and J's will not cover this. A proper amount of care, as with any pre-finished product, will result in a premium quality installation. Due to changing temperatures in virtually any climate, always allow a 1/4 inch for every 24 feet of longboard for expansion and contraction. That's 1/8 of an inch at each end when cutting and installing Longboard products. Longboard is proud to introduce our revolutionary quick screen clip system, which improves expansion tolerance and is a rain screen solution. When installing clips, connect them to the top of the aluminum boards at 32 inches on center, fastening them into the solid substrate. Apply downward pressure to Longboard while securing the clips to properly seat the product and prevent gaps between boards. The clips create the rear ventilation plane and allow for movement from thermal expansion and contraction. Use a number 8 screw of appropriate length with corrosion resistance suitable for the application and climate. Screws also allow the installer to back off the screw and shim to address deflection due to framing discrepancies or exterior insulation. When installing soffit or siding, always install components first. Starter strips, inside and outside corners, and J-tracks for windows and doors. The starter strips are fastened using the quick screen clips, but all other components need to be hard fastened using number 8 panhead self-drilling screws and do not require clips. On wood finishes, understand the repeating pattern to ensure a satisfactory install. Out of the box, Longboard comes with A and B pieces packaged together. They should be installed the same way they come out of the box, alternating between A and B pieces up the wall to give the repeating patterns separation. The repeating pattern should also be identified and offset in a random manner to enhance the natural look of Longboard. For soffit application, install the mill-finished base, which will receive the flat cap on outside or inside mitered corners. Then attach the soffit starter strip tight against the fascia board. Again, fastening using 1.5 inch number 8 self-tapping screws through the flanged edge of the starter strip. The Longboard perforated vent provides 84 inches of net venting area per 12 feet of stock length. Ensure adequate venting as per code requirements. 21 linear feet equals 1 square foot of net vent area. When putting up the first course of soffit, engage the starter strip at the fascia board with the appropriate grooved edge of the Longboard. This is essentially a tongue and groove style installation. Fasten through the clips attached to the flanged edge of the Longboard. Continue with this procedure when installing subsequent boards and perforated vent strips. To finish the soffit application, insert the flat cap or U-cap into the mill-finished base. Then gently drive it home with a mallet or tool that will not damage the finish. For siding applications, affix the wood grain starter strip using the clips to maintain standoff distance from the wall. Then install a second screw to hard fasten the starter strip to the wall. This will help support the weight of subsequent courses of siding. Install outside and inside corner pieces in J-track to receive the siding. When installing vertical siding, place 2 starter strips back to back in the center of the wall, fastening using the clips. Install other components as required, such as J-track and inside and outside corners. Each vertical panel of longboard will need to be hard fastened in the center through the flanged edge with a number 8 panhead self-drilling screw. Then run the clips up and down. Normally, a wall like this would not require butt joints. However, for information purposes, we are including it in this demonstration. Where butt joints are necessary, they should be staggered up the wall, and before fastening the boards, the touch-up pens must be used to apply color to the cut ends. This will prevent the glint of aluminum from showing up at the joints, which would detract from the natural appearance of a longboard. As with normal installation, the clips should be placed 32 inches on center, except for at the butt joint itself. For the sake of spacing, we will place a clip at the butt joint but not screw through it. Instead, we will hard fasten through the flange of the longboard itself to ensure stability at the joint. Around windows and obstructions, install the mill-finished finishing base to receive the finishing cap. Before inserting the finishing cap, use the touch-up pens on the raw aluminum edge to conceal any visible metallic points. Then, insert the J-track into the course of siding that runs beside the window, aligning it with the finishing cap below the window. This will conceal the cut edge of the finishing cap and give a clean, finished look to the installation. Except on long runs where butt joints are required, longboard can be installed between 2 pieces of J-track. Allowing at least a 1/4 inch for expansion, fully insert the longboard into the J-trim on one side, clearing the J-trim on the opposite side so it can be inserted as well. Then center the board for optimum placement. Please note, each single length of longboard must have a component to receive the expansion or contraction. Once the wall and soffit are completed, install the mill-finished finishing base, the last course of siding, and apply the final finishing cap. Use a mallet or tool that will not damage the finish to gently but firmly drive the trim home into the finishing base. Thank you for taking the time to familiarize yourself with longboard. For more installation information, go to longboardsuppliers.com/installation. Correct installation of this high-quality product will help to ensure high customer satisfaction and make the world a more beautiful place.